What's going on, Vol fans? What's up, SEC fans? That's right, you guessed it. The dynamic duo, the toxic twins, Catfish and the one and only BVD.
What's going on, boys and girls? Sitting kind of low.
We're bringing it to you live from the Volunteer Roadshow Studios in Lodi, California. We're lost in Lodi again, CCR. We were sitting here talking about this next season and kind of a lot of the unknowns and our football team coming up. We're thinking, the biggest unknown, in my opinion, is quarterback position. We got two real viable candidates, Keller Chris, transfer from Stanford, and Garantano. And I really don't have a lot of faith in Garantano, but I put him in the same league as Alvin Kamara with maybe he was just underutilized, but I think he's got a heart of a lion. One of the things that impressed me the most was when he said all he's wanted to do is play football in the SEC. And that, he's got a lot of heart there. Who do you think should be our starting quarterback? What do you think about our quarterback situation right now?
Coming from a kid from up north, from Jersey, here in Garantano, say that it's pretty special. I mean, it's not unique anymore because kids all over the country, they want to play for SEC teams if they can, if they've got the goods. The thing I like, and I think we discussed this in my video the other day, the quarterback thing, but we'll talk a little more about it. The thing that I like most about Garantano is his toughness. That dude took an ass whooping.
He sure did.
Last year. And he's probably going to take one again this year, whether he's the starter or the backup. But what was the question? Who do I think's going to start?
What do you think about our quarterback situation? There is a lot of unknowns.
It's a pretty precarious situation for dang sure. It'd be nice if we had a Tua and Jalen Hurts coming back, a situation like that where we didn't have to worry about it. But instead, it's kind of like that fly that we've both been trying to kill. That's what Garantano is going to be like, running around like a fly. But I'm not that worried about it. I mean, it's going to be what it's going to be. Like I told you the other day, I'm more worried about who's going to protect whoever's back there.
Yeah.
But I am, to be honest with you, I'm really curious to see what Chris has got. A gunslinger from the Pac-12. All right, bring it. We need something like that. So
he's got a pretty good record there. I mean, he's not got the greatest completion percentage, at averaging around 55% in the season and a half he played. And he had obviously some good decision-making abilities because he's had 10 touchdowns to 2 interceptions in 2016, which is pretty respectable. And I think I've read somewhere where he was 11-2 as a starter.
Yeah, but his career out there was kind of broken up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that he had, and you guys, we probably should have looked this up, but I don't think he's had a complete season as the starter. I think it's all been broken up. He may not get a complete season this year. We'll find out. That's for sure.
Well, I'm interested to see what y'all think. Who do y'all think is going to be our starter when we play West Virginia? Put in the comment section what you think about our quarterback situation. Both quarterbacks are really starting out at zero with a new coach, so I don't think there's one favored, even though Garantano's a returning player. I think they're going to both be on the same peg on the totem pole. And I just read an article where they said that Garantano was really impressing a lot of people out there at the Manning Passing Academy here a couple of days ago. So who knows? But I don't know that he'll be the greatest quarterback in, Tennessee history. He's not going to be a Heath Shuller or Peyton Manning.
If he just stays healthy and, is able to get us 7 or 8 wins, whoever starts.
I think we're going to a bowl. I've got us at 7-5 and possibly 8-4. But the quarterback's position is where it's won and lost a lot of times, especially now. And I'm thinking back at all the great quarterbacks we've had over the years. You know,
if I said Catfish, here's a gun pointed to your head, or a cigarette knocked out of your mouth, who would be your top 5? Your Mount Rushmore +1 of Tennessee quarterbacks?
Well, my favorite, if you're going about greatest or favorite,
Yeah,
let's go with favorite.
Your personal.
My personal
your
favorite,
personal.
and you can't bash somebody for their favorite because their favorite's their favorite.
Unless it's a really boneheaded favorite. But.
Well, my number 1 is Heath Shuller. I would have Manning just behind him at number 2. And my number 3, and this is only because he's the first quarterback that I remember. I was about 9 or 10 years old when Notre Dame came to Neyland Stadium in 79 and was supposed to kick our butt from all the way up and down the Tennessee River, and we beat them.
They didn't.
Jimmy Streater. I got him at number 3. Tony Robinson. What do you think about him and Andy Kelly?
T-Rob was, he was the man. It's a shame you Alabama tore his knee up.
Yeah, it's pretty low down.
That was. You won't catch Tennessee injuring knees or anything like that. And if it was to happen, you'd never see our fans, making light of it, or anybody that would accuse us of that can.
But that season turned out pretty dang good for us, didn't it?
Yeah, nice.
Sugar Bowl beat Miami.
Way to pull me out of that one. I was headed down a dusty road there.
It turned out pretty good. Daryl Dickey.
Who in the hell is Daryl Dickey? There was a lot of that going on back then. But you didn't finish your top 5, did you? You ain't getting out of this.
Shuler, Manning, Streater, Tony Robinson, and either Andy Kelly or Casey Clausen. That's mine. What's yours?
Yeah, it's hard, man. It's hard to nail down a top 5, but Shuler, I think everybody knows Shuler was my favorite.
I wish they'd have stayed one more season, though. He needed to.
Man, good Lord. What might have been.
We'd have beaten Florida in 94, by God, wouldn't you? I promise you that.
Manning at 2, T-Rob at 3. 4 and 5 is when it starts getting a little bit tougher. But I'm like Catfish, I remember the first quarterback that I ever saw play in an orange jersey, and it was Alan Cockrell at that 1980 Pittsburgh game that we got hammered in. And number 5, this is going to surprise a lot of people, Joshua Dobbs. I love that kid.
For real?
I love that kid.
Come on, man.
Yeah. What beep is that? Full Metal Jacket reference.
I guess if you're thinking, he's not Dobbs.
Man, Dobbs was the man.
Yes.
Right? Let's X-ray that
when you think about his coach and what he was able to accomplish with his coach, I might even put him on my top 5 because that's pretty spectacular when you did all that with Butch Jones.
Dobbs got nailed for his long passing ability, or lack thereof, his accuracy. Georgia fans will tell you a little bit of something about his accuracy on long range passes, but look, Joshua Dobbs was, if you're a Tennessee fan and he's not at least in your top 10, even you old guys like us, I think there's something wrong with you, because that kid was a winner. Like Casey Clausen, he just, given everything that he had around him or didn't have around him, the dude was, he was a straight winner on and off the field. And how many of you other guys out there of other teams can say your quarterback's going to be a friggin' astronaut someday?
Rocket scientist.
Or building the spaceships for the astronauts. But,
he's definitely a smart youngin'.
Yeah.
Before we get out of here, I'm kind of behind on my naming the winners of my Tiki Totems. I was supposed to do 5 of them, so I'm gonna name 2 real quick. You got 1 week to respond with your name and address to volunteerroadshow@gmail.com, and that's Right to Vape and Nathan Corsi. Send me your name and address, and I'll get you out an SEC team of your choice, a Tiki Totem, right out to you. So I guess that's all we got. So thanks for tuning in. Go Vols.
Screw y'alls.
We're going 15-0. I promise you that.
Good